Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to I appreciate the support. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. In today's video, I'm going to be very quick. It's just an update to my last video. I do see some hidden bearish divergence or bearish divergence playing out on once again the longer time frames. So I wanted to explain once again where I think key support levels are going to be, the next move for the next couple of months. What should we be watching so that we don't get fooled if this is a trap? So this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. I have been doing technical analysis for about 17 years now. I have been hypothetically trading and investing in crypto for 10 years. Originally, I was taught this process by my father, who was a very successful options trader for a very successful exchange out in Long Island. And we're here. I'm trying to regurgitate all this information that I've experienced in crypto and technical analysis and trying to explain it to you in about a 10-15 minute YouTube video so that you can make better investment decisions based off of what the chart is telling you in facts instead of what people are telling you. Okay, so first things first, you see 4 lines on the screen. That is the Bitcoin halving. It's around May 2012, May 2016, May 2020, May 2024. The reason why I'm showing you this is I'm trying to paint a picture of where I think we are in the market, what I think potentially could play out over the next couple of months. What I'm seeing right away and what have I experienced, we don't usually top a couple months after the halving, right? It's usually about a year after the halving. So what do I think potentially could happen? I do think we could potentially see blood, and we have. We haven't made a higher high since March 2024, right, at that 74,000 level. So I do think potentially we can have this blood just because the indicators are telling us that, and I think we can have a double top close to like the 85 to 95,000 level. Everybody and their mother has been saying 100,000. I'm going to assume, just based off my trading experience, there's sell orders at 95. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying we need to prepare for a trap is because what the indicators are telling me and what they told me in the past and what has happened in the price above. I said in the last video we need to watch if the RSI breaks the moving average and if we have a potential death cross on the MACD on the monthly time frame. There's only been a couple of these, and when they have happened, they've called the top of the market. Yes, we could make a higher high. Yes, we could make a higher high or the same high. The thing is the RSI going to make a lower high thereafter? What do I mean by that? Well, you can see here, higher high, break the moving average here, come up. This high is a lot lower than this high. When you start having lower highs in your indicators below the moving average, like something like this, that is never a bullish thing on price action above, right? You could see here 20,000 to 5. We come all the way back up to 15, but it's a lower high, lower low situation thereafter. Once again, MACD, nothing bullish comes from a death cross lining up with your bearish divergence on your RSI. So can Bitcoin come down? And it has. It went from 70,000 all the way to 48,000. Can we pop from, let's just say, 48 to 50 all the way to 90? Alts have their turn because once again I'm watching the Bitcoin dominance chart and trying to line that up with all of the alts that haven't done poop over the last couple of months to a year, right? I said in my last couple of videos that we're watching Bitcoin's dominance, we're watching this rising wedge, we're watching the monthly chart because once again long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. What do I mean by that? When you're extremely overbought or you're getting bearish divergence on a longer time frame, it will predict what every shorter time frame does thereafter. Okay, so we're here, we're reaching extreme overbought territory. We're still making higher lows, higher highs, so we still remain bullish for the next couple of months. This pattern that it's playing out is usually a bearish, what's going on? Sorry, is usually a bearish pattern. So I'm curious to see if we top back around this 58%, we start seeing hidden or bearish divergence on the, let's just say 2-week, right, or the weekly, right? I want to see if we start making lower highs and lower lows and on these waves, right? You want to see this start breaking down, this start breaking down. Hasn't happened yet. So once this starts breaking down, okay, if Bitcoin's dominance is going down while Bitcoin's price is going up, alts go up. Okay, it's just that simple. So we go back to Bitcoin. We are here. What I'm going to do and use to figure out previous support. Number one, the previous high. The previous highs were around here, the 62, 65 level. We need to get back above that and use that as support in order to see if this is going to be a continuation to the upside. You can see here we're like using these levels, right? It's just right here, 61 to 64,000, and we're using it as resistance right now. Okay, excuse me. That's not a good thing. We want to see it go above the 61 to 64.5 and use it as support, showing that this is a continuation to the upside. As of right now, doesn't look great. We have used the moving averages in the past as support during continuation patterns. So as of right now, you could see previously we went from the 60,000 to the 21-day moving average, used as support, came back up. We went from 75,000 to 50,000, used the moving average. Now we need to see if we're going to go back up, potentially retest the 70 or make that higher high like we did here, like this, right? So 1, 2. This could be just a smaller 1, 2, something like this. And then I'm curious to see if the next lower high in the RSI lines up with this right here. So now what we need to start watching is the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is the most important thing right now. I'm curious to see if we stay above the moving averages and if we stay above the 50 line on the RSI. You can see here I told you guys I'm sending an alert at the 45.86 in the last couple of videos. It hasn't went off. Okay, I'm curious to see, because once again, you always want to see if you're going to make a lower high and a lower low. We made a lower high, but we made a higher low. We made a lower high, but technically right now, if we stay here, we're making a higher low. The most important thing is, are we forming this nice hidden bullish divergence, right? We're making like the symmetrical triangle in section A, which is from the 50 to the 70 line. We still remain somewhat bullish, okay? Meaning we could have room to break the moving average. We have this golden cross. The RSI starts making higher lows and higher highs, and then we come back to the 70. The most important thing is what I'm going to say is this swing high, this swing low, and the next swing high. Is the next swing high here going to be lower than this one? If it is, it's bearish. It leads into the bearish divergence on the monthly, and we could potentially go lower. So what I mean by that is if you look left, swing low, swing high. Swing low, swing high. Swing low, swing high. Swing low, swing high. We made higher lows and higher highs in this entire movement. Now we're in a totally different movement, right? We went, this was the first high. This was the first right here, lower low. Once we broke the lower low right here, that showed me that we have a very high probability of making a lower high, right? Then we made another lower low. So right now we're coiling up. This is called the apex moment because we're making lower highs, higher lows, and lower highs. So something needs to happen here. So the most important thing is setting an alert here, notifying you that poo-poo's hitting the fan. And I would also set an alert here at the 55.01, notifying you that the trend is changing for the better. Now, once again, the monthly still looks absolutely horrible, right? So I'm not expecting anything positive to happen until this bottoms and starts coming up. So the weekly needs to prove itself now over the next couple of weeks. It needs to stay above the 55, the 57,000, stay above this moving average, and we need to break out. You can see we're having this apex moment right here. If we form this bottom and go back up to the 70, this forms a bottom above the 0 line. This stays here and we go back to 68,000. That's the video. If we break into section B and we go into section B, meaning below the 0 and below the 50, we break 56,000 and we're heading down to 50,000. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Nothing happens until something happens, and right now we're having an apex moment. I'm setting my alerts. Once we break to the downside, meaning once we break 56.5, you open up your short. Once we break 63.8, it's a long to 69,000. Love you guys.